BTS News Today. The Los Angeles sky that afternoon was bright and clear, with thin clouds floating like cotton. Behind the large glass window of a luxury apartment in West Hollywood, two BTS members, Jungkook and Kim Taehyung, sat cross-legged on the wooden floor, facing the glowing camera of a laptop. Despite being thousands of kilometers away from Indonesia, they had decided to go live on a completely unexpected topic. It wasn't about a comeback announcement or a new song teaser, nor was it a usual Q&A session. It was something completely surprising. Aura farming, a viral spiritual trend originating from Riau, Indonesia. It all began with a short video sent by an army from Pekanbaru through Instagram story mentions to Jungkook. In the clip, a group of young people could be seen sitting cross-legged beneath a large tree, palms together over their chests, eyes closed, with the ambient sounds of nature echoing in the background. They called it aura farming, a simple practice to absorb positive energy from nature, believed to refresh the mind, stabilize emotions, and strengthen spiritual connections with others. Jungkook, long known for his deep interest in spirituality and existential questions, was immediately intrigued. He saved the video and showed it to Taehyung the next morning during breakfast. Taehyung, who had just finished reading a book of poems by Rainer Maria Rilke, chuckled softly and said, "We have to try this. Seriously, it feels like tropical-style meditation." Jungkook nodded enthusiastically. 2 days later, they transformed a room in their apartment into a tropical sanctuary. Warm-toned lighting, pandan and lemongrass aroma sprays, small pots of climbing plants, and rainforest sounds from Riau downloaded from YouTube. Dressed in simple white t-shirts and loose linen pants, they sat cross-legged on the floor and launched a surprise live on Weverse. Within 5 minutes, more than 2 million fans had already joined. Jungkook opened the live with a wide smile. "Today, we're trying something new. But don't worry, it's not dance or singing. It's from Indonesia, Riau, to be exact. It's called aura farming." Taehyung added with a mysterious tone, "If you think this is just regular meditation, you're totally wrong. This is beyond that." They closed their eyes, placed their hands on their chests, and listened to the sounds of nature flowing from a small speaker. In that nearly 5-minute silence, the screen filled with confused comments from global fans. Many wondered if this was part of a new BTS project, a teaser for an upcoming album, or even an acting experiment. But Indonesian fans recognized it instantly, flooding the comment section with messages like, "OMG, they're actually doing aura farming. Riau is going global, and they're totally possessed by tropical vibes," loudly crying Festa. After the meditation, Taehyung slowly opened his eyes and whispered, "I feel light." Jungkook looked at him with a serious but warm expression. "I feel like wet earth after the rain." They chuckled softly, and the atmosphere became quietly intimate. Then, unexpectedly, they replayed the original video of the Riau youths meditating under the tree. "They're amazing," Jungkook said, full of admiration. What made this live even more surprising was their decision to directly contact the Instagram account that posted the original video. With the help of a translator, Jungkook and V made a video call to the Riau youth group. On screen, 5 young men in sarongs and traditional attire appeared, shyly greeting the idols. One of them, Fikri, explained that the video was originally just part of a daily practice in their small community, not something they ever imagined would go viral, let alone reach BTS. "We learned aura farming from our spiritual teacher, Ustaz Wahid," Fikri said. "He told us that people nowadays are too busy chasing the material world, so we need to reconnect with nature's energy. Sit still, listen to the wind, breathe in the scent of the trees, feel the earth." Jungkook fell silent, his eyes glistening. "It reminded me of my childhood. Back in Busan, there was a hill behind my house. I used to sit there alone whenever I felt sad. I guess that's similar to aura farming." Taehyung added, "Between concerts, rehearsals, and a constantly moving world, we forgot how to be still. You reminded us." After the call, they promised to practice aura farming every week and expressed a desire to visit Riau someday and sit beneath the same tree they saw in the video. This commitment went viral globally within hours. Hashtags like #AuraFarming with BTS and #Riau to the world trended in over 30 countries. Korean and international media immediately picked up the story. JTBC described it as a beautiful meeting of local culture and global pop, while Japan's NHK aired a special segment on Riau and its tropical meditation traditions. Soon after, aura farming communities in Indonesia were flooded with inquiries from young people across Asia. The Riau provincial government launched a cultural campaign called Nature's Energy for the World, aiming to introduce the practice in schools and international communities. Meanwhile, Taeyong and Jungkook kept practicing their sessions every Monday morning. They no longer went live, but shared snapshots via Instagram stories. One post showed Taeyong sitting cross-legged on a hotel balcony in Bangkok, dressed in pure white, eyes closed while inhaling the scent of jasmine. The caption read simply, "Connected." Jungkook posted a photo of himself in a small urban park in LA, wearing a gray hoodie and listening to the sound of flowing water through his headphones. His caption read, "Thank you, Riau." Among thousands of comments, the most touching came from Fikri himself. "Kak Jungkook, Kak Taeyong. I hope someday we can sit together beneath that tree." Where it all began. No one expected a simple trend from Malay soil to transform the way two global superstars viewed life. But perhaps that's the power of unseen energy, aura, something that cannot be touched, but deeply felt. Something that unites people from opposite ends of the world through sincerity, stillness, and a tree quietly embracing the sky. That night, after the unforgettable live, Jungkook and Taeyong didn't go to bed right away. Instead, they sat side by side on the balcony, letting silence speak. Below them, Los Angeles shimmered like an inverted sea of stars. Yet strangely, they didn't feel far from Riau, quite the opposite. The aura from that short video, the sounds of nature, the laughter of Fikri and his friends, it all felt present between them. "Hyung," Jungkook murmured, leaning his head against the balcony wall. "For some reason, I feel more alive now." Taeyong nodded slowly, eyes watching the city lights blink. Maybe because it wasn't about performing, not about proving anything. We just were. Breathing. Existing. Jungkook smiled faintly. "I used to think being a star meant you had to keep shining. But maybe, sometimes, we need to be the soil too. The place where someone else's light can grow." Taeyong turned to look at him. There was a warm silence between them, an understanding that needed no words. Aura farming wasn't just about closing your eyes and listening to nature. It was about returning to honest hearts, to the voice within, long drowned by noise. The next day, headlines blazed across Korean media. Jungkook and V bring Indonesian spiritual trend to the world. Global outlets like Rolling Stone and Billboard also featured the session, calling it an unusual moment that revealed BTS's deepest layers. In an exclusive interview with Harper's Bazaar Korea, Jungkook called aura farming a form of inner detox. He shared that since trying it, he'd been sleeping better, feeling emotionally steadier, and his creativity was returning. "I started writing songs again, not for deadlines or projects, just because I want to," he said. Taeyong, meanwhile, channeled the practice into his visual art. He began painting again, creating a series of abstract works titled Voices of Leaves, inspired directly by aura farming. One of the pieces was bought by a Japanese collector and is set to be exhibited in Tokyo later this year.